And ladies and gentlemen, it is game number 1 of Winners Bracket Finals on NA. RESIN versus KSM. For the side of RESIN, we've got the following ships. We've got a Ragnar, a Daring, a Marceau, along with a Marseille, another Marseille, a Ledge Moskva, and a Venezia, with Montana and Kremlin as the BBs. For the side of KSM, we've got Marceau, Ledge Gearing, Daring, Ledge Moskva, Brisbane, Double Marseille, along with a Kremlin, Legendary Kremlin, and a Conqueror. So a couple things here we look at as we are going that I am noticing immediately. Montana versus Conqueror. Kremlin paying the Rock Hider. If he gets hit by the Conqueror, is going to suffer. 1, 2 radars for the side of KSM, both on cruisers, whereas it's 2 radars for the side of RESIN, 1 cruiser, 1 DD. Marceau's balanced, Daring's balanced, but it's a Ragnar versus Gearing. Double Marseille for both teams, Venezia versus Brisbane, then the Moskvas, as well as obviously the other differences. Interesting to see. The only game I've seen on this map from NA, and it had RESIN in it, but it was the game that Elysian Realm forfeited because they had a Napoli B, and we saw the full one way push from RESIN straight down through the decap. I don't think that it's going to happen again this game for obvious reasons. And so as we look, you'll notice that the Marceau is here. He's going to take it. Marseille's want to get wide, and then they're going to shove this line for the side of KSM. Kremlin positioned in here with the shot line. Moskva going to look for here, possibly. You would normally think here, but with the way he's taking that line, unless he turns right now, okay, there's the turn. Yeah, he's going to go there. Daring is going to back in to C, look for it, and then Gearing's out there to smoke the Brisbane, run the line with the Conqueror to support as needed. For the side of RESIN, they're going to have a similar strat. You can see this match happening here. It's literally mirror match there. Moskva here is a lot quicker into his spot, though, than this Moskva. You can see how much of a difference in time it is, and we'll see if that plays a factor. Ragnar Venezia going out to B. That's going to be, I mean, you're seeing very similar strats. The difference is obviously Venezia's smoke, Gearing has the smoke for the Brisbane, radars, etc. So, narrow advantage, I would say, KSM with the radar out here, AB. This side, it just is who plays it better. And there's the spot, so let's get in and let's watch the fight. Freiss versus Ganser, who gets the better shots? Freiss gets the advantage on the first salvo, but on the second salvo, he gets taken very painfully for 3K, as well as Marceau still only having taken 1,300 for the side of KSM. This will prevent the cap. You can see the Moskva does have the advantage. They have forced to watch in position. Problem is that they were unable to use it at all and get the hits. If it had been hits, it would have been great. Shots on the Kremlin are just missing from forced to watch. Kremlin fires back, gets 2K on the Moskva. And there's the start. First fire of the game. John the Impaler will not DCP that because it does not make sense yet. He's going to continue to try to get around. K-Bomb does take 10K back there. Meanwhile, in the mid, Mad Dog's already taken it. Daring of Acherona is there, but he's not going to be able to stop that. And we're going to see this fight start to open up. Shots in on the Kremlin. Kremlin at 91,000. As the Marceau of Freiss backs up to continue the spam. So as the Marceau backs up and continues the spam, Kremlin has used a DCP now. He's also used the heal. Watch for another fire starting on him. Another fire on him here would be devastating. I like the difference in setup here we're seeing between the two teams. So note that KSC is going for the hard push up the edge with both, whereas we're seeing more of a traditional separate island setup here with the Marseilles for the side of RESIN. That's going to enable a little bit of a crossfire, which is going to give RESIN the advantage there, but they're going to lose the advantage of having the mask fire push. But if the Marseilles of Moko Fuwa and WH Knight continue to push that direction, the other thing that's going to happen here is that Hungary is going to have broadside on them. Meanwhile, you can see Asherona now prepping to back into C, but it is a 2-1 cap lead as well as a 40,000 health lead. Ragnar spots the Gearing. Gearing gets slapped. Paranoid takes a big hit from the Venezia. 12 seconds left. That might be enough time for a second salvo, but probably not. Nope, he gets out of this detection range. And now Eagle Lance has got to survive. Go a little bit widescreen here so we can see. Shots continue to guess. The Venezia takes a guess on him. Shots are just long. You can see the fight here. Kremlin sending salvos in onto the Moskva of Jinsey. Eagle Lance down to 17,000. Has used the heal already, but he has 2 left. He's in a much better spot than the Gearing health-wise. Now, D was taken by the Moskva, forced to watch. Getting there early, he's been able to push in, take it, which puts the pressure onto KSM. Now we look over here. Vifire in the Marseille. He's sitting there. He's focusing over onto Jinsey. The Marseilles of Moko and WH Knight have actually been forced back. And here come Torps in. Freiss gives a parting gift of Marceau Torps. That's actually really painful for KSM. You've already got one down to half health that's used a heal recently and spotted. And you've got another one at 2/3 health. And both of them are lining up to take at least one more Torp. WH will get the dodge there because he takes that. But the Marseille of Moko does not have a DCP, and he's on fire. And possibly, and yes, flooding as well. And so now Moko becomes the focus target. WH Knight takes damage as well. They're trying to get them out there. Vifire taking a lot of punishment from the Moskva and Marceau combo. Shots in on Forced to Watch, no damage. Taking a peek back over here, we got them at 22 and 29k. Marseille's trying to live. If Vifire goes down before a kill comes in, that may be disaster. But right now, RESIN in a really good spot. Down to 10,000. They've got the DCP ready on the Marseille of Moko, but they're not using it yet. They use it there. Down to 6,000. Heal not up for 55 seconds. It's going to be hard-pressed to stay alive for the remainder of that time. We take the look in here, you can see that Hungary might just have the angle to get through onto the front. Not quite. Kremlin, though, shots are in. Are we going to see first blood here? They're trying to use spaced armor. The armor doesn't work with having the other Marseille in front of him. They get the kill. Ladies and gentlemen, first blood belongs to RESIN. KSM trying to turn it back by taking out Vifire. Vifire does have a heal ready. He's going to use it. Is it too little, too late? Meanwhile, D now being held and prevented. Lead is up to almost 230 points right now. Gearing in Brisbane on the retreat. Vifire continuing to try to heal, but he is looking to go down here momentarily. 16k left on the WH Knight. There goes Vifire. WH Knight at 13,000 and on fire. 10,000. Kremlin looking to finish him here. WH Knight knows he's going out. Look at his movement. He's trying to get up there to get the block away, but he's going to have a Kremlin kill him right here with 2 salvos. Puts the third out just to be on the safe side because the move doesn't matter, didn't need it. That's 2 kills to 1 for the side of RESIN. RESIN is up 50,000 health and over 240 points. Meanwhile, taking a look over here, you can see Eagle Lance has 1 heal left. He is spotted briefly by the radar, but Malakin and Paranoid have had to back off. And so now the trouble becomes, how do you manage this on the flank? You have an advantage in health of Ganzer versus Freiss and of John the Impaler versus Peyton the Rockhider. Moskva is able to farm in there as well, which is helping because Forced to Watch doesn't have an angle onto the Kremlin, whereas Jinsey does have an angle onto Peyton. And so the points lead slams to a halt at 260 because every other cap is being contested for the moment. The guess on where he is comes in. They do get a hit on him. And the Daring's going to open up blind fire there. Mad Dog trying to farm out Acherona. Acherona doing a really good job of dodging backwards. Problem is he's going to have to go forward in a second here. Those torps have been set up for that. How quick does he start going forward? He doesn't have Hydro going. So he's got to be very careful here. He's going to slam the brakes because he's going to see him there. But that's going to also put him into a prime spot for this second rack, which was released normally. So let's wait and see. Does he continue to go forward, or does he stay in the cap? He backs up. He's done. He's not getting out of those torps. Oh, and that's a really nice torp read from Mad Dog. It's going to be only one. He takes the one down to 5,000, pops the heal, has to use the DCP as well. Conqueror of Red PR moving forward. They do take C because of that. And so now that points lead is reducing because they're holding 2-1 on the cap. Meanwhile, the DDs do see each other. Fryce and Ganser open up onto each other. Fryce manages to completely negate that health lead that Ganser had. He's now 3,000 up after being 5,000 down. Admittedly, some of that is the Moskva who pops in with a couple more shots, forced to watch, trying to finish out Ganser. Ganser down to 3,000. It's now 6,000 health. But a hit there onto Fryce will bring him down and bounce it back to 4K. Regardless, though, that's a lot. That's a huge swing there. And so for the moment right now, fairly balanced in terms of consistency across the map. But RESIN has major advantages in health and major advantages in positioning. They've retreated fully from B because they don't need to do anything here at B. They can just kite back, make sure nothing happens at A. Focus is making sure this Conqueror dies here. So the Venezia and Montana are going to work him. Meanwhile, the Moskva is going to continue to watch the Kremlin along with Marseille. And the other Kremlin, you can see the move up here saying, no, we're just going to take D from you. There's no way you have enough health over here to do anything but. And with the Conqueror actually having beached on the island, that does put it in an awkward spot because depending on the maneuver he takes, I mean, you're going to see this Venezia sap's going to be, 9K. Here comes the torps. Where are they going to be set up for? Watch those torps from Mad Dog. He's looking for a second rack. And here comes the Kremlin pushing up. Marceau starts to open up on John the Impaler. John the Impaler, using his second to last DCP, also only has one more heal left at 22,000. Meanwhile, Peyton the Rockhider still has 3 DCPs left and one heal at 49,000. Fryce moving up the outside of the cap. He is looking for that kill. At this point, they're saying, you know what? If we can get it while the Kremlin's behind the island can't do anything, we put ourselves in a really strong spot. And Ganser's going to be caught with his pants down by this. They get the Conqueror in the middle. The Daring gets them with guns in combination. And there's the spot, ladies and gentlemen. And that will be the nail in the coffin. Yes, there's still 5 ships left. But that's just, there's too much to come back from. You have no access to E. D, you now have to have the pressure on Jinzi to stay alive. And the Kremlin's used his last heal at 29,000. And down after the heal finishes to 28K with the Kremlin and a Marceau pushing him. Yes, he'll continue to hit the Marseille. And that's a very nice 10,000 damage salvo there. But it's not going to be enough. Gearing and Brisbane have to push up here. Gearing has one more smoke. Brisbane does catch Eagle Lance. Oh, and the Moskva. The Kremlin gets the angle on the Moskva and just deletes him as we pulled over here for this fight. Ragnar of Eagle Lance looking to close it out. Doesn't matter. As long as he doesn't die in the next 3 seconds, it's game regardless. It will be game, ladies and gentlemen. And that kill on the Moskva will finalize it. RESIN takes the first game in the series. They are up 1-0 in grand finals in this best of 5.